It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we'll play host to a battle between conferences. It's the Tennessee Titans and the Washington Commanders on Sunday night.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome, as we come to you from Commanders Field here in Landover, Maryland.
Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and for both of these teams that we're going to see, Charles, the future is kind of right now. You know, this is something you only see a handful of times in an NFL season where you've got a rookie quarterback versus a rookie quarterback.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the era we're in now, because our dads, they didn't see rookie quarterbacks go against each other. In fact, it could be 2-3 years before they even saw the playing field. Nowadays, you get drafted, they expect you to play earlier, and these guys as competitors, they'll take their lumps early, but they'd rather be on the field.
Joey Sly, the kicker, stands ready. And we are underway from Commanders Field. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game. Leading them out, their young quarterback, the rookie from LSU.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now, because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want, but this guy, he is hard to corral.
Right to the air is Daniels.
Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 12 yards on the gain. A great start for this offense.
Well, this defense certainly knows they're going to have their hands full trying to slow down this passing game. Here's an example on the very first play from scrimmage. I think we'll see some different looks, maybe some pressure from different places, but it didn't work there, and it's a quick first down.
Looking right side, and it's intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed.
And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral it down near the 11-yard line.
Brandon, I wonder if someone's down there checking on the head coach right now, because he might be in a little bit of shock after what just transpired. Instead of a lengthy opening drive to deal with, his guy stepped up and stole that drive away. Momentum on their side now. How will they attack on offense?
So here comes the Titans offense. They'll start with great field position. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice, because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. And now a fake there on the jet sweep as he'll give to Pollard. One of the best of the last decade or so, Bobby Wagner in to bring him down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Moore. He's going to be sacked. Back at the 23-yard line.
Javon Kinlaw
in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
We're talking about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down.
field goal unit and Joey Sly now.
They'll spot it at the 30, so this is a 40-yard attempt.
Sly able to put this one through.
And the Titans hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
After the made field goal, here's Sly to kick this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. Their second drive here of the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And McLaurin going to pick up a Commander's first down as he'll get this up to the 39. Here's a quick throw out wide. It's McLaurin.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Titans will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
The time is called. Looks like a member of the Titans in some discomfort out there. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Operating from the gun. Moore. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down.
Pollard, he'll take it up the gut.
And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, that was a 3rd and long run, and to me, that was just a wave the white flag kind of a situation. Obviously, they don't want to risk the chance of throwing it downfield and risking a turnover in this section of the field.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return.
And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
Ertz has it left side. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the play.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. Down to about the 23.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Off the play fake, Daniels.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down.
They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
Got an extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for third down.
Now Daniels. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Titans are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
I believe this is what you would call growing pains here, partner, because this defense obviously took the challenge facing the rookie, and they wanted to help indoctrinate him to the NFL. So now the big question is, can he answer that challenge and rebound with plenty of time remaining in this game?
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Here's 2nd and 8. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Ward. That is caught. He's into space past the 25. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 39 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
They toss it down to Pollard.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Looking to throw.
Ward. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. And the Commanders are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
The Washington offense back out there. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
Well, there's no disputing. He's made some poor throws in this first half, but this was a good one. And you can bet this is an offense that isn't going to pull back. They believe in what he can do. So all you can do is look forward, and they pick up a 1st down.
And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down.
$3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter down from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football. Here's 2nd and 3. As they've got it as we resume action. Throwing now is Daniels.
Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. To throw is Daniels.
That's going to be caught by Samuel. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 2nd down.
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal.
And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, that's going to bring up a big call now because he's unable to make the play himself on 2nd down. Now you just have to wonder, will they keep the ball in his hands on 3rd down?
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Here's Daniels.
And that is incomplete. 4th down now as the Titans defense holds up in coverage.
Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Gonzalez's kick is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Out come the Titans now.
It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
Left side complete to Lockett.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's 2nd down.
Pollard going to try the right side.
And he'll get this up to about the 40. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
By the skin of their teeth, they are able to convert on 3rd and inches.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
Finding Lockett for the catch here on the out route.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
2nd and 6. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 43.
Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
In motion right is Ridley. He's going to get it on the jet sweep.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Second down and a yard.
Off play action. Ward.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
The Titans on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Trying to run for it with Pollard. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done. And they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. They'll look to throw now on first down. Touchdown, Titans. Calvin Ridley, 31 yards. And the Titans have taken the lead. Solid response that time by a young quarterback. Last drive, interception. This drive, the touchdown pass.
I like how you described it, solid, because you don't get extra kudos for bouncing back if you're going to be a big-time quarterback. You're supposed to do that. But at the same time, when you're a rookie, that's not guaranteed, is it? Sometimes they hang their heads and they go in the tank a little bit. Not in this case. Bounce back, took his team downfield, and threw a touchdown pass.
And Joey Sly on for the extra point.
And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told.
And it's Calvin Ridley who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And the Washington offense heading out.
Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. They start on the ground with Robinson here. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2.
From the 35, here's 2nd and a couple. To the air goes Daniels.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, there's a reason they call him a ball-hawking safety. It looked like he read that, Charles, and he wasn't stopping there. After he got it, he took it all the way to the house to widen their lead.
And what's interesting to me, Brandon, is that our spotter, Bruce Murray, right before that snap, pointed to his number on my play sheet. Got to see him a little bit as a ball hawk and a return man that time, didn't we? That's just the type of play they expect from him, and he delivers in a big way. Nice call, Bruce.
Slide for the PAT.
It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. And the Washington offense going back to work. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Throwing after the interception, Daniels. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
Here's 2nd and 10. Daniels looking to throw. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
Well, he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
This pass complete to McLaurin going across the middle. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts
as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Back to throw again. And he's got McCaffrey open, complete.
The Commanders going to use the 2nd of their timeouts
as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
This 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Daniels.
This will be caught just inside the 10.
And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route develop.
Toward the pylon, caught.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout
as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Second and goal from the 1.
Working out of the gun, Daniels. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown.
Noah Brown
as the first half is winding down. And the Commanders are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Coaches must really like to see that from the quarterback because he's had the interceptions in this game, but they're able to connect on the touchdown pass.
And teammates love to see that because they know that they miss blocks during a game, but they come back and make them later on. They miss tackles, right? They miss making plays, but the spotlight is magnified on your quarterback. And when he stands up to the pressure and comes back and throws a touchdown pass after throwing some picks earlier, they feel great about that guy.
And likewise for him personally, as a rookie quarterback, has to give him more confidence. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And that slices the lead down to 17-10.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From the end zone, here's Julius Chestnut. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. One touchdown is the difference. 17-10 our score, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Titans offense and receiver Calvin Ridley getting ready for this next possession. And he was pretty much unguardable in that first half. You see the numbers there as they try to add to him here in this third quarter. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. That is incomplete.
But so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw. Ward.
Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down.
And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
That's be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the third quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. Here's Johnny Hacker now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. The Commanders' offense and Jaden Daniels getting set for this next possession. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half. I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Play action, now it's Daniels.
And that's complete to McCaffrey. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington first down.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
He'll get this complete to Sinnott, the tight end.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
2nd and 5. They go play action. Daniels. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Now Daniels. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds, and they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. To throw is Ward. Throwing to start the drive.
And it's nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Out of the gun again to Pollard.
And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a first down.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
first down, and it's Pollard again. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Here's 2nd and 8. This one caught by Ridley. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a first down.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down.
And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40.
44 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter.
Second down, Pollard again.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
7 yards there and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Back to throw now on first down.
He completes it to Ridley.
Touchdown, Titans!
Calvin Ridley with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Titans have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Now Joey Sly for the point after.
And the lead is up to 14. So this drive spans 7 plays.
And it's Calvin Ridley who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That one goes for 24 yards.
And this is what they're going to need more of. It's the 3rd quarter. You're trailing. You've got to come out with a renewed sense of purpose. And that's a nice way to kick off the drive with good yardage and a first down.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Robinson up the middle.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They'll run again here with Robinson.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 15 yards the pickup. First down, Washington.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
On first down, Felton. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
From the 29, here's second and a yard.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
Quick slant to Brown.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 13-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
From the 13 now, they work on first and 10. Throwing now is Daniels.
And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Off the play fake, Daniels.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Noah Brown. His second touchdown of the night.
And the Commanders are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third.
There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that cuts the lead to 24-17. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Titans offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive, first and 10. That is incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defense, going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Trailing here in the second half, went for the aggressive play, got a little too aggressive.
You've got to know when to pull up, or if you're going to go for it, how to take your body across a punter's body and not into him. Not a good play at all.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now at Commanders Field.
It's the Titans. They've got the football. They'll be looking to extend their lead here as we begin the fourth quarter. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Nick Ballore from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8.
A CD, a little bit of feast or famine for him. He's had some success throwing the football, but also now he's been sacked 4 times.
Yeah, you just mentioned the 4 sacks, but you're right. He has managed to hang in there and make plays at times. His offensive line, they've got to figure it out and pick things up and give him more opportunities, and he has to help them by getting rid of the ball a little bit quicker as well.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Looking to throw. Ward.
That's to the tight end, Wiley.
A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
The offense on third down tonight, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 5. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
Running right, it's Pollard. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the fourth quarter already. Got to tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
Going to run again here with Pollard. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
That run wasn't a big breaker, but I don't think the guys on offense mind very much. They've got a nice drive going, and they might just be luring the defense in a little bit. They could probably come back with a play action, maybe go over the top. But right now, on this drive, their playbook is open.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
Back to throw. Ward. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3.
Sly able to put this one through.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So that's, CD, an important one here in the fourth quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a two-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a two-score game, and they were able to get it done.
After the made field goal, here's Sly to kick this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Commanders' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes. And he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a two-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly.
Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Here's Daniels.
It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
To the air goes Daniels.
This is caught. It's Brown. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43.
To throw is Daniels.
This will be caught by Brown. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
And a dump off here to Robinson. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 2nd down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And Eckler will not get there. Great defense at the point of attack, going to stop him short of the first down.
Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Daniels looking to throw. And he's got it. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin from 10 yards out. And the Commanders have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. And we may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And partner, except for those on the West Coast where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big-time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The visitors' offense and their wideout getting set to go once more. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Now a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Ward. Complete. Jefferson the target. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Now the Commanders going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Third down and 1. On the ground with a tight end. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Johnny Hecker now as he's on to punt for Tennessee. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
He's back to throw. Able to find Ertz. I don't know that those medium 5-ish yard gains are going to do it right now. Probably should have dropped it, right?
Yeah, that way you save more time on the clock, but I know receivers, they think they can catch it and break a tackle and turn it into a big gain.
Here's second down.
Back to throw.
He's got McLaurin finding room at midfield. Loose inside the 30.
And he's hauled away down to the 6-yard line.
What a time to come up with a play like that. They're now in field goal range. But the opportunity is also there to try and win the game outright.
Now 1st and goal.
He'll look to throw.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Back to throw.
Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete.
The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions, and that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
They'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to tie things up in the final minute. Gonzalez's kick is good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he better not rest on his laurels, because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Titans offense and running back Tony Pollard set to go back to work. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And not a whole lot there, maybe 3 yards on 1st down.
Back to throw. Moore. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. And we have free football. Overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end, going to overtime, because neither one got an advantage today.
So it's the Titans who will control the football first here in overtime as we're back underway. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Titans now just about ready to take over.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing to start the drive. Ward. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. They'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Opening drive of overtime. Both teams will get a possession, barring a defensive score. Here's 2nd down. Pollard will take it up the gut.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Hoping to keep this OT drive alive. Now they face a 3rd and 2. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Titans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
This is a big spot for a rookie QB, and overtime's kind of where you earn your stripes, isn't it?
It really is, and we've talked with enough coaches and players about how these youngsters are getting into the game and playing this at such a high level so early. But overtime, that's an entirely different animal, and he's handling it well.
Yeah, starting to put together a nice drive. They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
And he's got this to Jefferson.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. He got 29 yards that time. Offensively, back-to-back really nice plays. This defense, they've got 2 timeouts, maybe should burn one.
Yeah, when you get back-to-back explosive plays, to me, anything over 10 yards, I don't care if it's a run or a pass, I count it as an explosive play. That sets your defense back on its heels. A timeout here would be a good idea and try and get themselves settled because we're in OT. This is big time.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They toss it down to Pollard. And he is into the end zone. They accomplish what they set out to do as they will take the lead here in overtime.
I can't help it, partner. I love backs who have a lot of burst.
Yeah, they ran the toss play. By the way, sometimes you'll hear toss and pitch used interchangeably, but that was the toss.
Well, for me, a toss, quarterback takes the snap, turns around, tosses it to the tailback.
Like an egg underhand.
Yeah, like an egg underhand, really with 2 hands. And a pitch, usually like you're running an option-type play, and you pitch it out there to the trailing back.
Goes end over end like a field goal.
Yeah, where you turn it over, make sure that thumb turns down, and the ball flips end over end slowly and delicately to your running back.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And they will take a 7-point lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it was all finished off by the 17-yard touchdown run.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Commanders' offense set to take over.
And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now a first throw here in overtime. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
They need a matching touchdown here to keep their hopes alive. Here's second down. Throwing now is Daniels.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And you definitely could make the case we might not even be in overtime had he not thrown 3 interceptions in regulation. But looking better here so far in OT.
Yeah, and when you think about what a coach...
And now we've got a review here. All challenges in overtime, of course, initiated by the replay official here in the stadium. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. Still needing 10 yards. Now it's third down. Now Daniels slings this deep from McLaurin. And this will be caught at the 30. A huge play there in overtime. 43 yards.
And how about that? In a game that's had just about everything, how's that for an answer? Remember, in the past, this game would be over already. But that's a huge play there to give them a fighting chance to go down and possibly tie this game.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's first and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Back to throw again. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. So he hooked up with a veteran there, and in overtime, that's not a bad idea. Go with the age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys, they give you the fresh legs and give you all that bounce. But in this type of a situation, sometimes those legs slow down a little bit as the enormity of the moment overwhelms them. The veteran...
He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders.
So whatever happened to rookie quarterbacks taking time to adjust to life in the NFL? Because this guy looks like he's been doing it for about, 7 years? 4 touchdown passes? That's not something rookies are supposed to be doing with the ease in which he's doing it.
Gonzalez now to add the extra point.
And he's able to put it through. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Marshawn Lattimore finding his way behind the line and to the football.
He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
Here we go on 2nd and 12.
It's caught. Block it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for a pickup of 15 for Tennessee.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Now a play fake here on 1st down.
That's dumped off to Pollard.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he'll be stopped at the 46, gain of 3. This now a 3rd and 4.
Looking to throw. Ward.
Drops this underneath for Pollard.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The Titans efficient passing on this drive. There's another 1st down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it.
Pollard here once again, back-to-back catches.
And he's taken down inside the 30. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His 2nd catch in a row, 1st down. That last pass puts him over 300 yards now in the game. More importantly, though, big 1st down here in OT.
And the team around him has a lot of confidence now after picking up that 1st down. Everyone seems a little more energized. But did I hear you before the game call in and say, this is my quarterback for your fantasy league? Because he just gave you a good stat, didn't he?
He did, and I appreciate it. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down.
Here's Pollard again.
And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry. And they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker.
Washington looking for another timeout, and they get it.
They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And the Titans are going to win the football game.
And for the visitors, it is going to be a happy flight home. It is always such a treat, Charles, in the NFL when you can go on the road and get a victory, and that's exactly what they accomplished here today.
Oh, the trip home so much sweeter, isn't it? All the noise they heard before, how tough it is to win on the road, how tough it is to play in this stadium, how hyped up that crowd's going to be. They just used it as fuel, came in full of confidence, believed in themselves, and got it done.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Washington, thanks for watching, and good night, everybody.